How's everybody doing? I'm Furbush. I'm here to do my first video. Pardon. Now, I hear beeping. I don't know what that beeping is. I guess I'll find out. I'm a brand new vapor. I've been vaping for a little under a month. What? 26 days? Rocking the Anakin I Taste MVP. That's what I'm talking about. I guess this is supposed to be a kind of a review. I'm brand new. I don't know shit. I'd say that this video is geared towards brand new vapors that don't know shit, that don't understand a goddamn thing half of these videos are saying, because most of the time I don't either. I spent like a solid month just diving down the rabbit hole trying to figure out what shit meant. My brain is still kind of clearing out the cobwebs. It's kind of nuts. You may find yourself wanting to start vaping. You may have ran into somebody that's like, try electronic cigarettes, they really work. And yeah, they do. They do, but here's what you need to do. Fuck every single one of those store-bought e-cig fucking $7, $8, $9, $10 pieces of shit. Okay, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. Also, I wouldn't even worry about it looking like a cigarette. Okay, the most important part of a cigarette, let me find the Q-tip here, okay, is this, okay, or this. Let's see inhale, let's see exhale. I want that shit to be perfect. When you go to a store, you get that trash, and that's what it is, trash. First of all, on the label, it's going to tell you this is a pack of cigarettes or 2 packs of cigarettes, and that's bullshit. I can put down one of those things in like a half an hour. Okay, and I was a 2-pack a day smoker till a little over 3 weeks ago. You don't want to do that. Google that shit. Google electronic cigarettes. Look up groups on Facebook. I'm a member of e-cigs Simplified. When I was about to give up vaping and all I had was store-bought shit. In fact, I think I have what I was, yeah, here it is. The 21st century electronic cigarette. My girlfriend got it at Rite Aid for $26. It came with a battery, a charger, and 3 of these bad boys. Now, initially I get tobacco flavor because most of the store-bought shit comes in either tobacco or menthol. You don't want either. It's dog shit. I get the tobacco because I was not a menthol smoker. I went with the tobacco, and it tasted like a dog's balls dipped in battery acid. It was just fucking awful. But it gave me a throat hit, and I exhaled vapor. It cut down my cigarette usage considerably. I think I slowly went from, 40 a day to 20 to 15 to 10. My day of pride was the day where I smoked like 5 cigarettes a day. I couldn't believe I had cut down that much, and I knew I wanted it to work. The problem was these pre-filled cartridges were like $10 for a pack of 3, and I could probably, save for the 2 hours, every 2 hours of charging the battery. I could piss through 2 of those, 3 of those in a day easy, because regardless of what they tell you, like I said, it's not 2 packs of cigarettes. Hold on, let me take a vape here. A toot. To quote Grimm, I'm going to go ahead and take a toot. So you're wondering how I went from this bad boy right here to this bad boy. A month of immersing myself into the world of vaping, like deep. I looked in the rabbit hole, I fell down, and it's a deep, deep rabbit hole. I had no idea there's an entire culture, a cottage industry. There's so much information, so many different types of things. Like, it would just confuse the shit out of anybody. But my nature, I dive into something, I need to know everything, and I need to know it now. I'm starting to get to that limit where I need to kind of process, sort of like a funnel in a cup, where you're pouring really, really fast, and it gets to the top. You got to kind of let it settle and all drain back in, if that makes sense. I'm sort of taking a moment, a few days, weekend, taking a step back, maybe even a week, just kind of enjoying what I have and imparting some knowledge on somebody that might need it. So, yeah, a long way to get here, but don't even mess with the store-bought shit. The only one I can kind of vouch for, and it's entirely overpriced, is the Enjoy King. I saw a couple review videos of it. Saw it was a high nicotine level. I went and got one. Actually, I got several of them. I was living on Enjoy Kings for a week while I was waiting for my first Ego battery to come in. The Ego battery, right here. This is an Ego Twist. It's variable voltage. Yeah, you're going, what the hell's variable voltage for? I'll tell you. You may just get a regular Ego battery that's not variable voltage. My first one that I got in the mail, I was hitting Enjoy Kings and that piece of shit for like a week or two, until my first Ego came in, which is essentially a battery, half of the size, one of these clear misers, and people sent me juice. That's what's cool about the community, too. You tell them, like, look, I'm new, I don't know what to do, I really want to quit cigarettes, and people will come out of the woodwork to help you. It's a very pay-it-forward-centric community, if that makes sense. Everyone, a bunch of people I didn't know were just sending me shit. Here, man, you can do it, just pull through. So, the lovely people from E6 Simplified sent me a 650 Ego kit, which is one of these batteries, a clear miser, a drip tip, and a bottle of juice. It's empty now, actually. It's the only bottle I have with a syringe tip, so I use it for other shit, but with Vanilla Gorilla from Sweet Vapors. Steve Sweetland, he's one of the admins at E6 Simplified. Here you go, bud. Knock yourself out. Now, going from refilling the 21st century with random juice that somebody from the forum sent me, shitty juice, but the thought was there. Obviously, they didn't like it anymore, so they sent it to a new vapor. Here, man, we don't want you to continue smoking, so try this shit out. And to be honest with you, I liked it a lot until the Ego came in. And I was like, holy motherfucker. Like, first of all, store-bought shit, just like a cigarette. You take a draw off it. I don't even know if this thing is still charged. Let's see. Yeah, kind of. Dog shit, though. I fucking take a massive pull off of it, and no throat hit, no nothing. Tastes like there's still some of that Jamaican shit in there. This cartomizer's never been washed. I fucked up too many of them, washing them the wrong way, watching 100 different YouTube videos. So this has like every flavor I've ever vaped in it. It's probably just junk, it's probably gummed up with bunches of juices, but I did what I had to do. It was ghetto vaping. Mayhem vaping is just ghetto. Mayhem is just ghetto. That's how we roll. So, yeah. So going from that to essentially this. I'm covering half of it, so you know what I was dealing with. I get in the mail, it's push button. The whole thing, you're like, fuck, I gotta push a button to vape. The learning curve is like 5 minutes. You just, oh shit, I gotta hit the button, and all of a sudden, everything was just clear. It wasn't a bunch of muddied, like, I'm sucking and it's burning, or it's gonna fucking die. I knew it wasn't gonna die for 4 to 6 hours. You know, the juice was incredible. Sweet Vapors. He doesn't carry a lot, but he is a master of his craft. The first order I placed after I got my initial goodies was a juice order from him. Jamaican other one, strawberry, Kentucky bourbon, which at first I didn't like. Once I got even more goodies, it was good. So, I get that stuff, and it's a world away from that shit. You'll get one of these little 650 kits, and you're gonna be like, shit. Yeah. So, I did more digging. It gets better. Yeah. Everyone tells you get a variable voltage, and I'm going to tell you why. Because each clearmizer, each cartomizer, each thing that you fill your juices with is going to have a different resistance level. It's going to require more or less power. That's what the variable voltage is for. So I got this bad boy. Now, what people pay for those stupid kits at stores or mall kiosks or whatever the fuck is ridiculous. You don't want to do that. Like I said, that was like $25 for that little battery. It lasted me like an hour and a half. Okay? For $20, I got this variable voltage ego twist. See? There's a dial on the bottom. There's a chart somewhere. But I just sort of crank it to where I feel like I'm getting the hit I want, the vapor I want, without burning the juice. I have taken some burnt fucking hits, and they're gonna suck, and they might scare you at first. It's all part of the learning curve. Depends on the juice. Depends on what you're loading your juice into. There's a bunch of different kinds of juice receptacles. There are clearmizers, essentially a clear tube. This is like, I guess, the Cadillac of the clearmizer, the Vivi Nova, where your atomizer, or the thing that vaporizes your juice so you can inhale, is in the center, and it's fed by wicks. It works. I'm into it. But what I've found lately is, even though I had some bad experiences with the cartomizers, when you get good cartomizers and you don't have to load them every 8 seconds, you get a tank. This is a broken mod that got sent to me in the mail, but I keep this tank on here because there's very little of this juice, and I love this shit. And I just sort of put it to the side until I get more, then I'll refill this tank and put it on one of my other mods. What's a mod, you say? A mod is like a e-cigarette modification. There's a bunch of different kinds. This is a lava tube. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I see pictures online and laugh, like, how the hell do you go from this to this? Real fucking easy. This battery lasts like an hour, maybe 2. This battery takes a huge, huge battery and will last me all day. Check this bad boy out. This is an 18650. That'll last me all day. Like I said, apparently the people at the post office played fucking hacky sack with this thing, and when I went to turn it on, it was not happening. So I gotta fiddle fuck around, try to make it work. But in the meantime, I'm still all set. The problem was, once I got looking around at stuff, like I said, I become obsessed with shit, and I'm just trying to absorb all the information about vaping I can for weeks and weeks and weeks, to the point where that's all I'm talking about, that's all I'm thinking about. Like I said, this is sort of a self-imposed break, but in the meantime, I can kind of record a video and kind of tell you where I'm coming from, the process that I took to get to where I'm at. So, the 650 was great. I knew I was getting my tax refund soon, so I started to make a bookmark folder of shit I was interested in. Like I said, everyone recommended getting a Vivi Nova. I say everyone, but a majority of people here's what you start with. An ego twist, which is relatively inexpensive, and trust me, you want to go with that shit. If you don't have a high budget, get that. Get a backup too. I'd get 2 of them. For what they charge for startup kits, places, spend $40 and get 2 batteries. You might be able to find a starter kit somewhere for $40-50 with a couple clearmizers or a couple cartomizers and maybe even some juice. Here we go. There are a million different vendors with a million different kinds of juice and a million different qualities of juice, flavors, everything. There's so many options. It's insane. You go with what you think you like. Definitely start with small bottles. If a vendor that a lot of people vouch for has, a sampler pack, definitely go with it. Because I ordered a bunch of juice And I mean a bunch of juice. I had fucking bottles coming out of my ass. It was out of control. And the juices that I thought I'd like the most, I actually ended up liking the least. I have a Mountain Dew juice. I love Mountain Dew. I'm trying to watch my figure here. But, you know, I've been drinking Diet Mountain Dew. It's not really cutting it, so I was like, oh yeah, Mountain Dew would be great. And everyone's like, oh yeah, you read all sorts of reviews. Mountain Dew juice is amazing. Okay, cool. Ecto Cooler, same thing. I remember that juice box from when I was a kid. It sounds amazing. I'm gonna get that. And the shit arrives, you're like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not a tea guy. I don't really drink tea ever. I drink coffee. Cheers. And I'm not really a sweets guy. Every pound you see on me, that's not cupcakes and fucking candy and shit. It's food. It's bacon. It's butter. Just thrown like bull. Anyway, I'm not really a sweets guy, but I found that the sweeter vapes, I'm into that shit. You know, tea vapes, I'm into that shit. My two favorite juices so far, the Vanilla Gorilla is a bad motherfucker, but when that's all you have to vape for like 2 weeks, you need a break from it. So, yeah, I got Kahlua. I love Kahlua. Love White Russians. Anybody knows you, anybody that knows me, sorry, will tell you, Daddy likes his White Russians. The Kahlua juice wasn't really doing it for me. I mean, I'm into it. It's alright, but wasn't quite hitting it. Cinnamon roll was my shit. I'm not a cinnamon roll guy. You'll never, ever, ever see me, you know, standing in line at Cinnabon. But that cinnamon roll, I didn't get enough of it. Yeah, I thought that was the shit. I was like, yeah, that's my all-day vape. I'll fucking hit that all day, every day. And, yeah, what did I get? Oh, Grappler. I'm not a fruity guy. I got strawberry. I'm like, yeah. I mean, the juice was great. I'll give Sweet Vapors credit. It was accurate. It tasted like fresh fucking strawberries. I wasn't really into it. It was a bit harsh. Same with the Kentucky bourbon. Love doing shots of bourbon. Problem was, it was a bit too accurate. And I don't like that shit in my lungs. I like it in my belly. So, I started leaning towards sweeter shit. I about killed this bottle of Kahlua, because it was pretty much my favorite shit for quite some time. The cinnamon roll is empty. Get that shit. Mount Baker Vapor, cinnamon roll. I've found with Mount Baker, you should probably get an extra flavor shot, because at least for my taste buds that are just starting to come back. At first it was cool, because my fucking mouth and throat and everything were still coated in tar and shit. And I couldn't taste a goddamn thing. Their juice, I wouldn't say it's weak to my taste, and if you feel like your taste is going to be a little weak, you may want to get extra flavor shots, because their juice just seemed a little lacking to me. Throat hit was great, vapor was great. But I'd say definitely get some extra flavor in there. But yeah, I killed cinnamon roll fast. Killed it. Of course, I had to get off of it because while I was fiddle fucking around with, you know, cartomizers and variable voltage and shit like that, I had a lot of burnt hits. A lot of my burnt hits were in cartomizers because I was underfilling them and cranking up the fucking voltage way too high. And, yeah. Those burnt hits, those dry hits are fucking awful. So I kind of stayed the fuck away from stayed the fuck away from cartomizers. And stuck with these cheap ass, this is a ball weight clearmizer. It cost me, what, I think $2.34 with some discount I found on Vapor Joe's. Hit that shit. I'd say 75% of the things I bought, vaporjoes.com. He posts so many goddamn deals. You know, somebody will say, go here, and then you'll just go there and buy something. Check Vapor Joe's first, see if there's like a kick-ass deal in it. So I get these little 2.5 mil ball-weight clearmizers. I had like 5 of them for like $2 a piece. And those were doing it for me. And they still are. And those bad first experiences with cartomizers, and especially that 21st century, just that horrid fucking taste all the time, sort of made me a little gun shy on cartomizers. And then I got talking with some people, and they're like, look, here is all you need. And I'm inclined to agree. A Vivinova Clearmizer, it's like $11, but you can replace the heads. The heads are like $2 a piece or something. But any problems with it at all? Although I will say with Clearmizers, I didn't realize. I always thought this drip tip covered the top of the thing so that when you spun it around, the juice wouldn't get down in there. I was wrong. I flooded out a couple of these motherfuckers, just throwing them around, laying them on their side all the time, being full, and had to clean them out. Wasted way too much juice. Get yourself like a desktop stand. I have this rotating. Jesus, I can't even talk. A rotating desktop thing for bunches of shit. It's really cool. It keeps my mods with Clearmizers upright. So anyway, they told me get a Vivinova and get a Texas Tough Tank. They're easy to fill. There's a little plug here. You punch a cartomizer, a couple holes in the cartomizer, throw it in this bad boy, screw it in your mod, pull this little plug out, fill it with juice. I'm not going to fill this because this is the last of my tea juice. And as much as I loved Cinnamon Roll, this Shades of Grey, it's like an Earl Grey tea vape I got from Vape Dudes. I killed 10 milliliters in like a day and a half. And that is the remaining, like 2 mils, including what's in the cartomizer. Yeah, this stays until I get another bottle, and then I refill it. I don't want to kill it. I don't have any more punch cartos. I have some cartomizers, but they don't fit without an adapter, and I'm lazy. So I'm going to order more pre-punch cartos with another one of these tanks so that I can tank something else. But I found that once I did this, I wasn't as shy about cartomizers anymore. Yeah, a hell of a hit. It's more consistent. The wicking system and the Clearmizers will sometimes produce dry hits, burn hits, if you crank it too much. But with this, they're just completely consistent because there's always a steady supply of juice. That outer tank is full of juice, and it feeds into the holes of the cartomizer, so the cartomizer is never dry. It's always moist. It's always full of juice. You always get a monster fucking head. But while I was shopping for all my goodies, I had only planned to get a twist, some Clearmizers and a bunch of juice. But then I, of course, started watching all the vaping shows and joining all the groups and checking Vapor Joe's every day and looking at the forum every day, and there were so many things available every single day. Like, I can only imagine what it was like 3-4 years ago when there was like nothing for options as far as electronic cigarettes or PVs, personal vaporizers. I can only imagine what that was like, because I love the fact that there's just all sorts of cool new shit coming out every day. You see mods of all shapes and sizes, box mods, like mods made out of Altoid cans, Zippo lighters. They have made just about everything on this earth into a vaporizer, into a nicotine delivery system. To those of you that are thinking about it, like I said, if you do it right, you won't want to smoke anymore. This is the first time I've gone this long without a cigarette in 15 years, and I couldn't even imagine smoking another cigarette. I have weird dreams about it. It's fucked up. I had a dream the other night where I smoked like 2 cigarettes, and I woke up feeling insanely guilty. Like, what the fuck did I do? This is nuts. So, in my travels, I said, I'd like to get a nice mod. Everyone has a twist, but I have a little bit of money to spend. Like I said, tax refund. I want to get something cool, something nice, something new. I want to be like new, but have something that's fucking awesome. And while the twist battery will last me pretty much all day, I haven't killed it yet. I needed to just, inside of me wanted to have something badass. And at the time, the big thing at the time was like fucking 3 weeks ago, was the Inokin I Taste MVP. This puppy right here, which I use all fucking day long. Again, I haven't killed it yet. This has a battery built in. It's variable voltage. This little button right here tells me how many puffs. That was a lot. Did you see that? What, 450? That's like today, and I've been hitting both fucking devices. So you do that. The display comes up the puff counter, and then it's at 4 right now. You can adjust that up, down, whatever. It was like $50, and I'm like, dude, I just paid $20 for the twist. Why not spend $50, have an additional mod? It's got like a 2600 milliamp hour battery, so it's gonna last me goddamn forever. Probably the way I go between the two of them, 2 or 3 days before I even have to think about charging it. I charge it like every day, every other day. I have yet to kill it. I just so it doesn't run out, and I'm down to the one thing. And this is what happens. This is, you drop the addiction of smoking, but you pick up this hobby where you're like, wow, that thing looks fucking cool. I want one of those. It does what? Like, you get so impressed with something like a twist that you're like, well, what else is there? Yeah. So then you start looking at the MVP and you're like, shit. And they have wraps for these, so I could get like a Mayhem wrap on this thing, or a Super Meat Boy wrap. I could make a custom wrap of anything with my fucking smiling face and plaster on the side of this motherfucker, and it'd be the coolest shit ever. And what's cool is, like, it's the size of a cell phone. It's probably smaller than a cell phone. Oh, yeah, you charge it at the bottom, and there's a little USB port here. I can charge my phone off of this battery. That's how, like, ridiculously fucking, like, enormous this battery is. I could charge my phone off it. I could probably charge my goddamn twist off this battery with it being fully charged. I'm camping, and my twist dies, I'm hitting it a lot, and I got all the chargers, and this thing's fully charged. I got it in my backpack, I pull it out, I plug my twist into this motherfucker, and it'll charge my twist. That's nuts. But I mean, for $50. Now and I have yet to have a problem with it. I see a bunch of reviews for other similar things, a lot of, box mods made out of wood, shit like that. Those are cool, they look awesome, but some people have problems with mods. I don't really know a whole lot about it, so I can't comment on it, but mechanical mods, shit like that, people have issues with. This is like solid fucking metal. It always... It never ceases to amaze me. Again, I prefer... Once I got over my fear of cartomizers from my initial first bad experiences, I'm fixing to order some more cartomizers in another tank so that I can do that more. I mean, the Vivinova, at least I ordered it. 2 of the heads kind of produced a metallic taste, so I ended up going with the very last one, and it seems to be alright. This juice, I actually won in a contest from Ginger Tea Juice called Gingerbread Chai. I'm not really a gingerbread guy, but I figured, you know what? I found I'm into dessert vapes, and everyone recommended it. Again, it tastes like what it is. I'm not the biggest gingerbread fan, but I can hit it all day and not be like, alright, I'm sick of this shit. Besides, I go between this and the vanilla, what's left of my first bottle of juice I ever bought, or got, or whatever. The Vanilla Gorilla, I go between them. That's great. I thought about trying to mix them. I don't know if I want to waste a Vanilla Gorilla, honestly. It's deeply, deeply satisfying. It's like 7 different kinds of vanilla. It's fucking fantastic. Oh shit, I'm like breaking stuff. Great first video, Dave. Great first video. Yeah, this is an amazing device. I mean, if you're a new vapor and you don't really kind of get over that whole my e-cigarette needs to look like a cigarette thing really fast, and you're into something like a twist, which, like I said, everybody recommends. It does everything you really need, honestly. Sorry for the random toots. I'm kind of a chain vapor, and I'm sort of keeping it at bay for this video. Anyway, so you're into something like that, and you have, you know, a couple $100 to spend. You tell yourself, you justify in your head, and you go, look, if I went to a mall kiosk, they'd charge me $200 for a box of bullshit that I'm gonna fucking hate and throw away in fucking 3 months and buy a carton of Marlboros. Spend $200 and get a nice variety of juices. I mean, I spent $4, but again, tax refund money. It's like found money. You know, the bills are paid. The old lady got a fucking laptop. I kind of went nutty with vape shit. She's not the biggest fan. I kind of go on little tangents and I become all about something for a month or two. This is gonna stick. This is fun. I mean, by and large, when people excuse me. By and large, when people stop addictions, they pick up hobbies. So this is perfect. It's like, it replaces that addiction. Yeah, am I addicted to these fucking things? Yes. But you know what? Did you hear that cough? That's the first time, and probably the only time I'll really cough today. And it's only because I'm not drinking enough and I'm doing all this fucking yapping. I have a dry throat. I don't wake up in the morning anymore and cough for goddamn 45 minutes. And yeah, I feel 1,000 times better. I have a lovely singing voice that's back in full force. Get yourself one of these. I even would recommend Anakin's coming out with another mod that I've had an eyeball on. The I Taste SVD. God, it sounds like a fucking, like something I would catch on my dick. Yeah, I mean, look around. You know, message me. You find me on Facebook, here on YouTube. Send me a message. I'll give you some links to some cool shit. Because now that I'm into it, and variable voltage is pretty badass, the new thing is variable wattage. Alright? I'm not a math dude. Alright? I have a chart set up as a screensaver. It's out of control, pretty much, that tells you, alright, your cartomizer, your clearmizer is this many ohms, then you want this many volts to get the perfect, like, taste, hit, everything. For it to be ideal, you want to match this shit up. It's Ohm's law, it's a bunch of stuff that just confuses the shit out of me, so I refer to a chart. Well, they're making a lot of devices now where you don't have to refer to the chart. You plug in something, whatever the fuck it is, cartomizer, clearmizer, and atomizer. I'm not even going to get into atomizers in this video because honestly, I haven't really gotten into them. I bought a few just for the fuck of it. Like one thing at a time. I went through all these. I have clearmizers like you fucking read about. I bought a bunch of these Huawei fucking $3 a piece things, and then they're like, yo, so you know when your juice gets down and you gotta like tip it to keep the wicks wet, so then they came out with the bottom coil clearmizers where the wicks are on the bottom, so you never have to worry about that shit. So I bought a couple of those, and then another recommendation from somebody I really respect online said, no, you got the EVODs. They're bottom coil cartomizers, but they're even better than the fucking T3s. And I was like, okay, I'll buy some of those too. And then this fucking iTaste came with, the MVP came with these. I have clearmizers up my asshole. And I have a box of 801 fusions with an 801 as a connection. Like I said, the shit gets confusing. But I'm just, fuck it, man. One take. I'll just fucking yap until you get sick of listening to me yap, and then, like I said, I'll try to send me some questions, ask me some shit. I'm just rambling. This is all the shit that's in my head all the time, and I'm driving my fucking girlfriend crazy. I need an outlet. Help me out. this little adapter here goes from the bottom of one of these cartomizers that fits a different connection that's on all of my shit and makes it all fit. So, like, I went out of my fucking mind with this shit. Like, I have everything meticulously fucking organized. I clean everything like crazy. I bought fucking syringes the other day. I sent my girlfriend a Rite Aid for syringes. The looks on their faces. I live in Franklin, New Hampshire. I don't know if any of y'all know anything about Franklin, New Hampshire, but that's that shadowy place. This is that shadowy place in The Lion King, Simba. You must never go there. You buy syringes in this town, people know what you're doing. People don't think that you're vaping. It's great, but I'll tell you, in fact, let me take this off. I found, since I got this cartomizer tank, which, by the way, it's a Texas Tough tank, they tell me that nothing's going to fuck around with this tank. Like, I'll never kill it. And that may be true. But here's what I will tell you. People say, oh, I don't have problems with it, but I've already had a problem with it, so I feel as though I must warn you. If you get citrusy juices, put them in a glass or metal tank. I have that Ecto Cooler shit. Very citrusy. It's good. Like I said, I think Mount Baker, great juice. And they actually have a disclaimer on their site, so I don't blame them at all. I just got brave. I asked somebody, hey man, so if I get a Vivinova and a Tough Tank, I can put any juice in those, right? And he's like, yeah. So I get the Vivinova, right? And I'm saving the Ecto Cooler. And I load up the Vivinova with the Ecto Cooler, and I'm vaping that for a couple days, and I'm like, alright, it's okay. I don't know if I could fucking vape it all the time, but yeah, that'll work for me. Yeah, until I went to clean it to change it out for the Mountain Dew. That was the other one that I was saving for either the Nova and the Tough Tank, because they can take anything. Excuse me. And I noticed that the silicone cap at the top of the head had a green tint to it. I'm like, fuck, that's not good. I clean it, I let it dry, I burn it, do everything that you're supposed to do. YouTube is your friend, kids. YouTube is your friend. I clean it, I fill it up with Mountain Dew, and it just tastes like, you know, when you burn the roof of your mouth, that feeling that you have in your mouth the whole rest of the next day. My whole mouth just, like that. Had like no flavor. I'm pretty sure it was reacting badly with the plastic. So I go back to the dude and I was like, look, you said that this tank, the Vivi, and this other tank would pretty much take any juice. Well, I put this juice in it and I had some fucking problems. And he's like, well, yeah, it'll take any juice, but I don't fuck around with that citrusy shit. Cool, man. Thank you so much. So now I don't fuck around with citrusy shit. And I advise you don't either. And if you must spend the extra money, get a glass tank or a metal tank, I guess that solves the problem. They tell me. Again, I'm new. But this sumbitch right here, I'm going to crank this up, because this, according to my chart, will take a little bit more power. Very little of this, so I'm only going to hit this once just to prove a point. Like that, I have to fucking suck on that son of a bitch to get, for me, a satisfying amount of throat hit, satisfying amount of vapor. But this son of a bitch, I'll say watch this, but you can't taste and feel what I do, so. Oh. Like, it doesn't hit my throat the way it probably, should, but I also had the voltage down a little bit, but it's just always right there. It's always right there. There's no dry hits, there's no nothing, so I understand why people prefer. Now that I'm over that initial bad experience, I completely understand why people a lot of people prefer cartomizers. I mean, I understand why people prefer clear minizers as well, but yeah, like I said, you're like, fuck, I want to try that. And then before this weekend, when I was taking my little exile from fucking Vapeland, I started looking into rebuildable atomizers and that whole fucking scene, and like that's what I was like, whoa, 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 Dave, pump the goddamn brakes, dude. You're already nuts with this shit. Completely nuts. Like, I've never recorded a YouTube video in my life, and here I am. Because I need an outlet. I need somewhere to talk about this shit. And normally I'll go on, you know, Nova Broadcasting or Quest Vaping, and be in the room and type, and I'm a two-finger typer. I'm like, but by the time I hit fucking enter, they're way past that subject. They're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, we remember when we were talking about that like 10 minutes ago. Fuck. So I'm that dude. So to wrap this up, you know, if you're starting to vape, don't waste your money with that shit. You're gonna say to yourself, you know, fuck, I'm not really into like ordering shit online. What if I get fucked? Join a group, man. E-Cig Simplified. You know, it's my go-to group. The Vapors Lounge, both on Facebook. I wouldn't necessarily recommend Electronic Cigarettes Forum only because it's, picture a book that I couldn't fit in this room. That's what that forum is. That message board is just full of everyone's opinion, and everyone's opinion is just a little bit different, and that can get very confusing. You know, a lot of these groups on Facebook, there's a bunch of people that have been doing it for a while, and a bunch of new people that, you know, have very simple questions, very simple answers. Like, look, if you want this, get this. You want to start with this, but not this, get this. Simplify everything, make it less confusing. That's kind of what helped me out. Like I said, I sort of dove down the rabbit hole, went nuts. I would definitely highly recommend the MVP. But again, by the time you watch this, you could get a variable wattage device, the SVD, for the same amount of money. I like how this feels. You know, this was sort of the one everyone had a fucking erection over when I happened to be shopping, and I like it. I'd get another one. Absolutely. Please hold. So in closing, join some groups, man. Don't waste your money at a gas station. Fuck 7-Eleven. You go there, you get scratch tickets, a fucking 60-ounce fountain drink, but leave the cigarettes alone. Yes, leave the cigarettes alone. Leave their electronic cigarettes alone as well. Unless you're like, yo, I'm really interested in vaping. I want to try it out. For $9, if you really want to, you don't want to wait for something in the mail, and you're like, dude, I really need to cut down on cigarettes, you can get one of those Enjoy Kings. I would recommend those. I have one in the car for when I need to leave real quick, and like I said, I'm a fucking chain vapor, so I'll leave that shit in the car. I can leave all this shit at home, not have to worry about it, and I pop that shit out, and it's funny now, like a month later, I hit that thing, and it's like smoking a cigarette, and I feel kind of guilty. Maybe that's partially responsible for my really, really weird dreams lately, but you get something like this, man. The batteries kick ass. It has other functions. You can charge shit on it. It's like having a battery backup for shit in your pocket. Although, I wouldn't put this in my pocket just because I don't want to throw this shit out. I leave this here, which defeats the purpose of you being able to charge shit when you're out, but whatever. This is my baby. And until I get something else, until I step up in the world, my budget's pretty much gone now. The old lady's like, look, you spent like $400 on vaping shit. You're not spending any more money for a while. Like, motherfucker. Like, I buy you a fucking computer. Like, really? Really? But, whatever, you know? So for now, this is good. I'm guessing by this time next year, when I get my tax refund next year, I'll step it up to, I'm sure I'm not done. I'm sure I'll get another mod or two, some shit. Like, I'm always... It was so hard this weekend to not be online, and even that didn't last. I stopped Friday looking at vaping shit. Like, I'm fucking just taking a break from it. I started looking at, like, sports websites and listening to music again, talking about other things. I recorded a podcast. You can check my podcast out at mayhem.podomatic.com. Mayhem Redux. I did it with a very good friend of mine. The co-host of the original Mayhem, Big Cat. It was great. I talked about other things, and I found out that they were giving away a ProVary on one of the Nova broadcasting shows on Saturday. It's like, and if you don't know what a ProVary is like the fucking Rolls Royce of mods. It's like the thing. Like, I'm trying to equate it to something. Alright. You're a goddamn baseball card collector. Okay, that's your thing. You want a, Babe Ruth rookie card in mint condition. I'm probably taking this way overboard. But that's the Babe Ruth rookie card. No, that's wicked shitty, but I think you get my point. That's like the bad motherfucker. It's like $250, but everyone swears by them, which it's a variable voltage, and since the thing now is variable wattage, I don't know, it's sort of lost its luster to me, but again, being a new vapor and right out of the chute, chance to win a ProVary, I was like, fuck. I gotta watch the show. I gotta hang out with Vaping Mandy Cat and Vapor Joe and Smokey. I gotta do it. I love you guys, and potentially you could give me free shit. And now I'm broke, because I just spent all my goddamn money on it. What was I thinking? But you know what? I haven't had a cigarette in a month. That's the important part. Yeah, so that's all I got for now. You spend some money, get something cool. You may not be into this. This may be awkward to you. Find something cool. Get something long and shiny. These are all just phallic symbols anyway, aren't they? Kind of, sort of. This is, if it worked, if the U.S. Postal Service wasn't on my nutsack, I'm sure this would be a bad motherfucker. So, yeah, look into shit. But, it can work for you, man. I haven't had a cigarette in like a month. People that know me know that that's almost physically impossible. Like when you have cigarette breaks, or you're like, hey man, you're gonna smoke a butt? And your friend's like, yeah, let's go. And they smoke a cigarette. Most people smoke a cigarette. I would smoke too. I love to smoke. Now I love to vape. It's a good replacement. It's a good alternative. You should look into it. Okay? So, that's all for today. And we'll see you again. Alright? I guess. Sorry about that. Shit was on my screen, and I don't know why. Out of control. Alright. Bye-bye now.